tossed and driven on the restless sea of time. Somber skies and holly tempests of succeed a bright sunshine in that land of courage, my soul, and let us journey.
When my father was working on his master's degree at Drew University in New Jersey, he brought to our house a minister from Philadelphia whose name was Charles Albert Tindley. And he brought him there to the East Orange for the purpose of having him speak at East Orange High School. But before the evening speech, he brought him to our home and introduced him to me, and I was about maybe 6 years old, as the man who wrote Leave It There, and he named all of these familiar hymns that we sang in church. And I was so impressed to meet the man who had actually written those songs that I loved. And I couldn't remember his facial features, but I remembered him as very tall and straight and old. This was 1929, and he died in 1934. But I feel just so blessed that I had a chance to meet him in person. And later, many years later, when I was driving from New Rochelle through Philadelphia, I went to his church, which is now named after him, in Philadelphia on Broad Street on a Saturday morning. And the organist was there practicing for a wedding, and he let me in and showed me a picture of Tindley that was hanging on a wall in the sanctuary. And he also gave me a record of some of the church members singing some of his hymns, and he also gave me a book of his hymns, a pamphlet. And I said, this looks familiar. And then I remembered that I already had one that was my father's. But very few people who are familiar with his hymns are aware that he was an African American. When Martin Luther King was killed and they were broadcasting some of his late speeches, he quoted from one of the Tindley hymns. And I called my father in New Rochelle and I said, Dad, what do you remember about Charles A. Tindley? I wasn't sure that I remembered everything correctly. And he told me the story. He said, how do you remember that? You were so young. But I did remember it because he made such an impression on me.
Hallelujah, the storm is passing over.
Hello, I am Malcolm H. Thornton, Eden Cemetery. Eden Cemetery has been in existence since 1902, and we have many Black Americans that are buried here, some of which are Mary Anderson, Charles Tindley, and many, many more. The cemetery is in Collingdale, Pennsylvania, and it is a 53-acre cemetery that has been in existence since 1902. We do our best to honor people when they bury their loved ones, and they have a resting place that they will have that is maintained for their loved ones when they want to come and visit. We're open Monday through Friday, 10 to 3, and we're open on Saturdays for interments as required. You can come and visit your loved ones. You can also go to our website at edencemetery.org and find out more information about our cemetery and what we offer.
Hello, I'm Charles Thompson. I'm the maintenance supervisor on the grounds of Eden Historic Cemetery in Collingdale. I'm standing in front of Dr. Charles Tindley, the great, and his quote was, "We shall overcome." And the people comes out here and sing 3 times, maybe 4 times a week, and they stand in front of the statue here. You see him today, and they have him at Charles Albert Tindley, Prince of Preachers. Notice that you have from 1851 to 1933. And we have we got Mary Anderson over here when you first come in the driveway. We have soldiers here. We have singers here. We have doctors here. We have lawyers here.